guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and yes, continuing on reviewing a couple of films, with Sean Connery. So, yep, that's right. You read the title of what I'm reviewing. I'm, of course, reviewing The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What do I have to say about this film? I actually think it's not that bad. I actually enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool and awesome. And actually, because this was Sean Connery's last film he ever did, after that, he did a couple of voice work. So, even including voicing, once again, reprising the role of James Bond in James Bond video game. So that's cool. Even the very last film he ever did, and that is with voice acting, was it was a movie that was done in Scotland, and it was an animation film. It was an animated film done in Scotland, so, But anyways, so The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I think it's not that bad because, I like its style, the cinematography, the characters, the music's not too bad. Yeah, I just think it's not too bad. And the director of this film, this is literally the only movie he's ever directed. The director, I forget the director's name, but I remember reading this, and he stated that he didn't really enjoy directing this because struggling or that kind of stuff, and this was the only movie he ever directed, so, But, and even, he didn't get along with Sean Connery because both Sean and the director, they disagreed on almost everything in this film, so, But for the characters, the actors, because you have Sean Connery, the main star, as Alan Quatermain, if I'm saying his last name right, the character's last name right. But him, and you also have Mina Harker's... Am I saying that right? Mina Harker? Yeah, played by Peter Wilson. You have Doreen Gray, if I said that right, played by Stuart Townsend. I think I did say that right. Yeah, you have Shane West, who plays Tom Sawyer, so him. And you even have Dr. Jekyll and Hyde in this, played by Jason Fleming, if I'm saying... I've seen him before in some stuff, I just can't remember right now. But you have him, you have Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, and the way that Dr. Jekyll and Hyde is portrayed in this, kind of interesting. Dr. Jekyll, literally... Because when he goes into Mr. Hyde, he literally... It's like the Hawk, if you get what I'm saying. But of course, when it goes back to Dr. Jekyll, it's just, normal persons, And we also have Captain Nemo in this, which that's awesome. The actor who portrayed Captain Nemo, oh god, I don't think I can even pronounce his name, but, I thought he wasn't too bad. And the Nautilus in this film, very interesting. Unlike, say, the Nautilus, say, in the book itself of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and even, say, Disney's. I think in the book, the Nautilus in the book is the exact same. Actually, I'm saying that in reverse. The Nautilus in Disney's version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think is the same as in Jules Verne's book. I'm pretty sure, I don't know. But the Nautilus in this, in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, completely different. But I think it looks pretty cool. So it's white, and it's long, very big, Not as big, but, Then you also have Tony Curtin, if I'm saying his name right, he plays Rodney. Then you also have, actually, because one of the main antagonists, pretty much, Professor M. I'm not kidding. That's all it is, Professor M. Even when I looked at it on IMDb, that's all what he was credited as, M, Professor M. But I think, actually, he's supposed to be Moriarty, I'm pretty sure. I think. I mean, it's been a while since I've watched this movie, and, as I record this, because I've recently watched it again, and, yeah, so, it's, and because of this review, it's hard for me to, say so much on this, if you get what I'm saying, so... But I'm still reviewing it, so, and also, because, yeah, I almost forgot, because Jason Isaacs is in this. I forget which part he plays. As I said, I recently watched this, so I can't remember exactly. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. I think, I'm trying to remember, but I just can't, so, But anyways, oh yeah, because Rodney, he's basically, I almost forgot. Rodney is basically he's the Invisible Man. Not the Invisible Man, like with the word "the" in it, because I read this. 20th Century Fox wasn't able to have the rights to him being called the to use the full word "the Invisible Man," so he's just called an Invisible Man with the letter A in there instead of the. It's the letter A, Invisible Man. If you get what I'm saying. So, but but it doesn't have to be the Invisible Man. It could just be somebody else as an Invisible Man. So, the Invisible Man, and because the Invisible Man in this, not too bad because, like, the makeup he puts on, to show himself, and that there's one funny part. I think it's funny. The Invisible Man scares Mina, because they're in the winter, like in a icy island or snowy island, and he kind of startles Mina. So that was funny. But yeah, and also because Dorian Gray, he's another antagonist in this, a traitor basically. And I'm trying to remember because yeah, I also remember because Tony Curran, who plays the Invisible Man, he played Vincent in Doctor Who, in an episode of Doctor Who with Vincent, the artist. So that was cool. And if I remember correctly, because one of the characters, I think it's Tom Sawyer. It's going to drive me crazy. Again, it's been a while since I haven't watched this movie that much, so please bear with me. One of them is like a young lad and such. I think it's Tom Sawyer. I'm pretty sure. Or somebody else, because I think he is the son of Alan Quartane, whatever. And I remember, like, he even tries to hit on Mina, so I think I remember that because there's one scene where they're outside on top of the Nautilus, so, But even that, there's one part where, like, Dr. Jekyll, like, he fights off against this one guy because they basically, when they come to the villain's lair, and, they save children and they kidnap the scientists, somebody, like, well, the villains, like, grab a hold of certain things, like samples from the characters, like, because Mina is a vampire. We also have the Invisible Man, and Dr. Jekyll, like, this guy takes a drink, like, oh no, not the entire bottle, as Dr. Jekyll says, and, like, basically becomes his own Mr. Hyde. This guy who becomes, like, this Mr. Hyde wannabe or whatever, and fights off against, like, even Captain Nemo joins in and helps Mr. Hyde. And so, Mr. Hyde turning back to Dr. Jekyll, they get out of there, and of course that the Mr. Hyde wannabe, he gets defeated, so, and I forgot about this. Sean Connery's character, he literally dies in this, and, because his character gets killed, and, what he says is kind of fitting, because of mentioning of a new century, because it takes place in 1899, so, right before the beginning of the 1900s, so, man, what a way for this being Sean Connery's last movie, I'm telling you. His character flat out dies. I guess it's kind of fitting. A send-off or whatever for it being his last movie, I guess. If you get what I'm saying, just, bear with me. Yeah, and the ending, because there's a ceremony, and yet Alan, he lived in Africa, so, he's buried in Africa, so, and as for the other characters, they join Captain Nemo, they go to the Nautilus, they go back to the Nautilus, and it ends like this sorcerer, whatever, in Africa, like, he does some magic or whatever. Was he doing? Summoning Alan from the grave? I don't know, and yet the gun is his son, Alan's son, put the gun on top of his grave, so I think you wonder, like, is his hand gonna, grab the gun? But no, it doesn't. It doesn't show that. And I don't think, it probably doesn't happen, so, But, and the movie ends, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I thought it was not too bad. I mean, I heard that this kind of didn't do so good, but hey, But I think I did learn this, and I think my mom told me that this movie did do okay. Like, it did a lot better when it was released on DVD and on streaming, so, yeah. And I enjoy it. My family does too, so, Originally Little Blue was going to join me for this, but he hasn't seen it in a while and, doesn't really remember that much. So it's just me. And as I said, as I recorded this, I did recently watch this, so, just a couple days ago. So, and still I couldn't really remember that much. So, bear with me. So, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I give it, what the heck? I give it 7 out of, I'll give it, yeah, there we go. 7 fingers. 7 out of 10 stars. Because I like it. I think it's actually pretty good. And, because this is, and for it being Sean Connery's last movie, so, and just everything about it, I think is really cool. I love it. It's awesome, as I said. You guys let me know what you think of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What you think of it, so So again, 7 out of 10 stars for The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. More new review videos coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video /review video. Take care, and peace out.